This is our relationship podcast. We just started it off. We actually just had a show within a show. Y'all don't even understand. Uh, boy, I got to tell you, you can't make it up what just happened. But it's all good. It is all good. Oh boy. So don't try to act like y'all innocent now.
Oh man.
After y'all
Woo.
was doing all that, y'all was
That was
doing the
good.
mostest
So we
now.
was
That
just
was
admiring your black art that's up behind your head. That's all.
Oh yeah. The art right there. I support our black businesses. Um, and this one I love abstract.
Okay.
So uh this right here was painted by one of our supporters. Our
Okay.
supporters, Simply 10 Art. And it's actually I'm gonna show y'all a couple other pieces too. So I'll show y'all a couple other pieces. So
Okay.
We love to see him.
now
Yes.
Um, what is this? Oh, okay. All right. So what we have, I am DJ Concrete, and we have
Sweet Mama G.
And Baldy E.
okay. All right. And this is Are You For Real Though? Relationships podcast. And our topic today is what is it, y'all?
Communication and ghosting.
Okay. All right. That sounds about right. And I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and start it off. Again, we get a little heated up in this relationships podcast. So go ahead, sweet mama G.
All right. We see who hot. Michael Kors. All right. Greetings and salutations, everyone. Hey, Pokey. Hello again. Ready for this night. Amen. Yes, Simply 10, and we're back. We are back and popping and ready to
Hey.
go. Wonderful artwork. Thank you so much. So, at the beginning of our show, we always do a mental health check in from 1 to 5, 5 being your most best, and 1 being you need self improvement and self care. So, let's start off with the wonderful, infectious lineup having chocolate cores with the black artwork at the top of his head for tonight's. Hey, DJ Concrete, how you feeling, darlings?
I am feeling well. Shouts out to my baby sister. I noticed my baby sister this time. What's up,
And
Ning? I love you. And shouts out to Simply 10 Art. And they said, and we're back. And shouts out to Pokey. Hello again. Pokey said, ready for this tonight. So, my mental health
Hey,
check,
Pokey.
my mental health check here tonight. I'm feeling well. I got enough sleep. If I say I'm not feeling good, I'm only promoting myself to feel worse. So I'm always a 5 over here. I know we go to a 5, so I'm a 5 over here in this piece.
you look like a 5. Thank you so much. With your beautiful
Thank you.
artwork. Your beautiful artwork and your nice, fresh Michael Kors shirt and your nice little lineup looking like chocolate thunders. All
Well,
right.
I tell you, y'all got the jokes. Y'all got the jokes.
And before we get to Baldy E, make sure you put your ratings in the comment section. Let us know how you feel on this lovely Friday evening at 9:30, 10-ish, 11-ish for our Are You For Real The Relationship Show. Now, Baldy E, Daddy, come on, give it to us.
I am a 5 all day. Loving life. Just
You
loving
love
life.
your life.
I'm loving life.
I think you all probably don't. Y'all probably think we high, but we really not. 1, we're sleepy. 2, probably 2 out of 3 are sleepy over here because we've been up since 5 this morning. 2 out of 3. Some of us look very pretty, and some of us are giggling, so we sleepy. Some of us just look all refreshed and skin tone glistening, and yes, indeed. So, thank you so
Well, I
much.
tell you.
Please, Simply 10. I'm a big old 5. Yes, we gonna clap that up tonight.
Yes,
Yeah,
simply
Simply
10.
10.
Yes.
Come on through, y'all. Pokey 5 for me. home from vacation. Girl, where you go? You ain't take us nowhere. You ain't take us
Yeah, I
nowhere.
know. All of us, we deserve vacations.
You got that right. We
Yeah.
all need it.
Okay. Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
So you can continue to drop your mental health check from 1 through 5, 5 being the highest. And we are going to get started on our topic. Last week, just to recap, I gave a scenario about toxic
Problem. Come on, cousins.
toxic relationships that lasted over 2 hours.
Right. Well, because we
It was
had
interesting. It was over two
We
hours,
had
but
several callers.
yeah,
Several
we had
callers.
several callers, a lot of opinions because we're gonna say opinions. Because you're free to give our opinion. Make sure once the topic get going, you can call in, and our technical advisor, director DJ Concrete, will screen the calls and make sure corporate or any others don't come through because we will give you the flick of the button, baby. So you can call 470-493-9928 when time comes, or you can drop your comments into the chat section and we will discuss as we go along. So, toxic relationships was good. Probably going to be part 2 and 3 to that since it went beyond the original topic of toxic relationship. But we're going to change it up. This is a part of toxic relationships, but this is the brewing factors to developing toxic relationships. And we're going to start with lack of communication, what leads to what is called ghosting. So, co-host Baldy, what is ghosting?
Ghosting is when someone, so scenario wise, say you're talking to someone, conversation is okay, all of a sudden, person just goes ghost on you. And when I say ghost, stops all communication, don't hear from them. Those texts you might get in the morning, you don't get those anymore. Those phone calls during the day, the evening, they're just gone. No rhyme or reason. No major issues going on between you and that person, and they're just up and gone, like they were never there, like a ghost. So let's talk about how you get to that point of being ghosted. Let's talk about the communication. Does someone communicate that there's an issue, a problem, something else is going on in their life? What happens during the time before ghosting? Uh, Sweet Mama, have you ever been ghosted?
I get ghosted on a weekly basis.
Oh, okay. How is the communication before you get ghosted?
Shouts out to my cousin DJ Concrete as I think back. I think some of the stuff be his fault because I have discussions with, as you all know, I'm single, having some discussions. I'm discovering men in our age group that's similar to my cousin and his views
he,
on
he had
relationships.
to sit up.
Not the going to a foreign country part of it, but the 1950s. So I had we're not gonna use the word crushing. We're gonna have someone I kind of was sweet on. I'm gonna use old term sweet on. So with me being the persistent person that I am, I finally poked him. No pun intended. Pokey enough times. You poke the bear and woke the bear up to finally he started communicating. So of course he my stilo. Y'all know what stilo is. So he my stilo. And started to have conversations with him. So I thought the conversations were going good. Then he started about um he didn't want to hear if a woman is tired because she should be working. If I'm going to be tired, I need to be being tired from working his business and I guess helping out to build his empire and not working for, we're going to say
The
the
man.
corporate type person. We're not going to say the word he said. Other. So I just had to smile and think of my cousin.
Well, I tell you. Don't
So,
forget y'all can call in at 470 293
where you at?
49 470
470
Yep. Y'all can call in on the line live. First of all, my cousin said that my cousin Sweet Mama said that the guy it's talking to this guy reminds her of me. First
Mm-hmm.
of all, cousin, I'm
What?
not gonna be like slaving you or nothing like that. When you if you my woman and you doing something, I want you to do it because you want to do it, you happy to do it, and it's a part of your role. So for me to come cracking whips, whoever you was talking about sound like they cracking whips.
And your
No,
No, I
no.
didn't
duties.
say
I
he cracked the whip. I said it just like you said. He don't want to hear him tired from working for corporate. We're gonna say corporate because I should be taking that energy and help building his business instead of building corporate's business. And if I'm gonna be that tired, I need to make sure that I'm doing my womanly duties in the house with the cooking and cleaning. Make sure everything is tight when he come home. Then he talked about the 1950s and 60s when his granddaddies brought the money home to his grandma's because the men worked so hard they got a free pass to get extra punani in the streets. Now you ain't say that part, but he added that part. So I was like, oh, granddaddy had a PUSSY pass because he brought the money home and grandma didn't have no say that she didn't have a job because she was cooking and cleaning and scratching the clothes on the old washboards. So you want me at 50 be scratching your clothes on the washboard while you at work and I'm gonna use my degrees now to help build your empire because he don't care about my money or my benefits. And I say, okay, that sounds like my cousin. Um, and he just didn't want to hear I was tired or why was I tired for the week and didn't hear from him for a couple days. So today I got a message as if he heard I got shot or something. Oh, you good? Like, he's new or somewhere. I stayed and all of a sudden, like, good morning, you good? I mean, typically that's not what you ask. Are you good? I'm good every day, trust me. But to start off after I haven't heard from him since last Saturday, today is Friday. Good morning, you good? Oh, I didn't even respond back because I was driving to go to work for corporate and not his business. So, yeah. So 5 or 6 days without communication, and then we want to know if I'm good Friday morning at 7:30. I hadn't heard from you all week, but am I good? So like say through the conversation, he let me know I'm an option. So Mr. Concrete, hello, technical advisor.
uh I'm not like that, cuz that sound like possibly abusing the situation.
Mm,
I don't try to, or I'm not abusing the situation. There's a way that works. That's just like when you go to work for for your boss or whatever,
corporate.
uh, corporate, whatever you want to call it. Um, do you immediately go on the door, hand and foot? Tell me what to do, please, so that I can please you to keep my job. You see what I'm saying? That's what that is. Like, but y'all won't do that at home, or with a new man that y'all meet. Y'all gotta remember that's a job.
That's a job.
Being a somebody's helper.
You're right. It is a job.
Okay, so but a lot of y'all don't want the job. Y'all want see me. I'm gonna tell you like this. Y'all gotta understand that when you get with a man, and y'all got it so backwards, you got to get on the man's system, not the man get on your system. And that's what a lot of these women they thinking that these guys supposed to get on their system, and that's not how it works. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, he
That what?
clearly told me that.
Huh?
He clearly told me that.
Well, he's abusing the system.
No,
I
he
mean,
said, this is what he says. It's no way in HE double hockey sticks I'm going to take any of my corporate money and pay the mortgage. He's going to pay the mortgage because he don't believe in a woman paying bills in a household. Now,
oh,
if I
well,
work,
yeah, I believe in that.
you believe in what?
The woman shouldn't have to pay bills.
Okay, so then he was like, so why would you need money? Because you really supposed to be working on my business and not working for corporate.
You would need money so that y'all can have groceries. He talking about you personally.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: the man, he's the head. He's supposed to take care of all of that. And
Okay.
within reason, as the woman, she like you can't. A lot of times, I notice a lot of people will sit up there and say, "Hey, yeah, you can't afford to have a woman or whatever, and she can't work." If you find a woman that's willing to live in her means and you know simple, uh, yes, you can. All you're doing is buying the groceries and she's cooking, but she's going to need things, and he has to go out and. I mean, look at animals. Animals have their cubs or you know whatever, and you know it's a female there. The husband goes out and hunt, and he brings back the food. Same thing with humans.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, I mean, that's just how that goes. Like, I honestly, if I have to boss, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. In my relationship, me and my mate or my wife, well, we were dating at the time. I come up from off the streets. I had a loving family at home, but I had my knucklehead days. And then the funny thing about it was that I didn't have to be out there doing that, but that was my environment, right? That was my environment. So when I got out there, us as young boys, we did not trust women. The songs told us don't trust women. You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm telling y'all how powerful music is. And what happened was that when I met her, I didn't trust her. But then also me and her had like this negative kind of thing. And you know, I always thought that I was going to grow out of whatever the situation was and she was going to grow out of it, but it never happened. So I'm telling y'all right now from the beginning, if you meeting somebody and they have that negative spirit about them, just don't go forward with it. Leave. You see what I'm saying? Because all you doing is stirring up the pot for more crap later. And like me as a man, I'm not going to put up with a woman that's not going to be in her role. I ain't doing it. I learned my lesson. So it's just one of those things. I'm just not doing it. So I'm telling y'all, men, don't do it. Don't trust that she's going to get better or whatever. If she ain't what she is when you meet her and what you want her to be, don't waste your time. Don't invest. And same thing with women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Don't invest. If this dude ain't what you want him to be already in the beginning, don't try to make him. Don't make a dude. And that's what's wrong with a lot of women now, how they get delusional because they be trying to make a dude. You know what I mean? Like they can have 19 dudes line up, but their dream dude to be one or two or none of them because it's too many expectations that they have in their heads from these R&B songs and television and everything. That stuff is poison. So
I
just
think it's because too people always say, especially in the African American community, we need to stand by the black man and we need to be, as we talked last week, ride or dies. We need to stand with our men because society beat the black man down. So we need to hold them up. And I think a lot of women, if we, and Baldy and I talk about this all the time, most of women, especially in the DMV area, make more money than men anyway. They're more six-figure women than there are six-figure men, and they want to buy a man's love. I'm gonna buy him a motorcycle. I'm gonna pay for him to go to truck driving school. I'm gonna pay for his barber shop. I'm gonna buy a man because that's what society. Everybody's beating him down, so I can afford to help dude, and I can, take him on trips and do all this stuff for him because the world's already cruel to the man. So let me put my money, my time, my investment. But at the same time, I want to watch him. I need him to be available 24/7.
So you saying
So,
that the woman want all that stuff going on, but then she also want the guy to be available 24/7.
yeah. If I buy you a motorcycle, you need to be available 24/7. If I take you on a trip, I guess like Baldy and I was saying, and I'm gonna let him speak. How you just meet me within a month and you want to go out the country? I don't know you. I don't even want to go out the country.
Right,
Some of my family members.
right.
I know how you
I,
at or
I
close people.
mean, in my years, I've known women that have bought men cars,
Mm,
and it's almost like you were saying, building a man. Like you should never have to build somebody into what you want them to be. If they can't see it in themselves, they can't figure out how to get there or what they need to get there. Why are you providing everything? I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. And my thing is, you're providing cars. I mean, I knew somebody that said that somebody couldn't get a car in their name, so they bought a car, put their name on it, put the insurance in their name. Then that person ghosted them and had the car, like literally kept the car with their name on it. And the registration was in their name, the entire car was in their name, the tags were in their name, and they ghosted the woman.
Mm,
And I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, that is very sad because this actual woman, she was a professional woman, had a master's degree, highly educated, but got taken by somebody. And it's not like, and when I say taken, meaning she wasn't a person where he didn't have to do much. Oh, baby, I can't afford a car, or I can't get a car in my name right now. Can you do it for me? And I guess women feel bad for some of these men and say, oh, okay, well, I'll do it. But then the guy ghosts you. Now he has the car that's in your name, meaning if he runs a red light, gets a ticket, car's in an accident, guess who's responsible for it? She is. His name isn't on it. He could just say, hey, I'm going to walk away from it. Like, I don't even care about it. But I think a lot of people actually do that to themselves. Now, I'm not just saying it's only women. I've seen some men do some stupid things too, like that. Put cars in their name and say, hey, I had to do it. This is me standing up, being a man. It's really not, though. That's not
right.
just being a man. You need to say, hey, man, is this person my wife that I'm doing this for? Are we in this together? Or are we just playing house? Or are we boyfriend, girlfriend, or what? I'm not saying you should never do anything for anybody out of the kindness of your heart, but within reason. It
Right.
should never be something unreasonable where you feel like, okay, I'm the only person taking a risk. And that's the biggest thing. You're taking a risk, but you're the only person taking risk. The other person is like, hey, I'm just driving the car. If I
Right.
decide to ditch the car today or tomorrow next week, it's all on you.
hmm
That culture I grew up with, and it runs heavily in Baltimore. But cousin, you want to read that comment down there?
Which one from 7010?
Yes.
Okay, let me squint my eyes. I ain't got my glasses on. 7010 says, too much time is wasted waiting on someone to become what you want. That's what
Hmm.
communication is for in the beginning. You gotta go to, you can go, you gotta go to the mall to get a build a bed. That ain't it, cuz. And how long were they together when she got the car?
Oh,
Right.
listen. They were together probably a couple months. She actually moved to this area for the guy. She
Mm.
moved from down south up north for the guy, which to me, it was just so many holes that she described to me about the guy, and she got taken. She moved to a more expensive area, meaning, when you move from the south, let's be real. I mean, down south is a lot less expensive than up north. She moved to this area for him, thought that he had his stuff together because she had visited a couple times, and you know, he gave the impression, oh, I'm driving a Mercedes, and I got this going on, and yeah, come on, move up. It wasn't like that when she got here. So guess what? He used her. He used her
Yeah.
for her good credit, which was sad. I mean, but listen, it happens every day.
So
Pokey.
Simpleton says, no, no, ma'am, no, sir. Pokey says,
Right.
seems like she was doing wife duties with a girlfriend status. Simpleton said,
Yep.
my grandma wouldn't even co sign anything for us. Pokey, you get
Hmm.
screwed that way. And I think we have. I've been screwed in certain situations. Not now, because no. But it was growing pains coming out of a marriage and you've never been around anybody but your significant other for half your life, and then you get out here and trying to date and trying to fit in. You start doing those, as she said, wifely duties for somebody you're in, either just dating casually with no
Right.
title, or you boyfriend and girlfriend, um, cooking and coming over your house and eating up your food, and you give them the goody gumdrops and they're hanging them from the chandelier, and then they just the same type of effort you put in, they wouldn't put in. So you had to live and learn. You had to go through a lot of experience. I was homeless with a dude, couldn't keep a place. We just had financial issues, a lot of things, living out of a hotel. So a lot of me and Baldy was talking about doing a book, because trying to tell you, I need a 5 book deal for some of the stuff we've been through over the last 12 years. Um, to know our story, to know our background. We've been through a lot. So now we seem tired, but no, we're educated. We've been through some stuff in the last 12 years of our friendship. It's been a lot. We got a lot to talk about every day,
Yeah.
because every day is some shenanigans and some James and Janet jackasses that we encounter all day long, every day.
Well, they out
and
there. I mean,
Oh,
and
definitely out
no
there.
I,
Go ahead, E.
and I think that you try to have communication, open communication with people, but I think people don't get it. They don't
Hmm.
get it until you're just tired. I think communication should be simple. That's the simplest thing you can do. If you need to take a break with somebody, meaning that, hey, you're too upset with them or whatever, don't just, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and not call no more, or I'm not gonna call while I'm upset, but then I'll be back in a week. No, you tell them, like, look, that our last conversation was a little heated. I need to take a minute to get myself together. I'll call you soon.
But
Simple as
I
that.
think a lot of people have a lot of stuff going on in their lives, and they're too afraid to say, "Hey, I got school going on. My kids is crazy. My job is overwhelming. Can I take a step
Right.
back?" Because they don't want to lose their place in line with you, so they are forced into that lack of communication. That, oh, I worked 12 hours. I'm tired. I had to get up the next day. I didn't communicate. And then they'll come back a week later. Hey, stranger, I need to get a shirt that said, "Hey, stranger, haven't heard from you." Wait a minute, now I'm a stranger. After a week, I'm a whole daggone stranger. Or,
But
good
it's
morning, beautiful.
after
Like,
something you did though. I
right.
mean, it's something after something they did. Instead of it being like, okay, instead of me texting this person, let me call, let me explain my situation on why I did what I did. I think people have gotten so disconnected where this whole texting thing is just overwhelming. Like where it's like, oh well, I'm gonna text you instead of saying, let me call you. Let me express to you that I am sorry and try to make things right. Oh, I'm just text you. I'll just text you. I've been gone
So,
for a whole week. I've been gone for a month. Let me text you.
Baldy E, let me read some of the captions that I see with my good eye. So, Simpleton says, people don't know how to read between the lines anymore, honestly. People show you who they are in the beginning because they don't have anything to lose. I don't agree with that. Because you got some people that put on them shiny red
That
ruby
shiny.
slippers and be clicking them heels, and then next thing you know, they done click themselves back to Kansas. Um,
Right.
Miss
Golly,
Lavonia
Kansas.
Jackson said women are hopeful and become loose with their behavior in hopes of a reward, such as I'm quite sure commitment in marriage, and it never happens because he never look at her as a wife, and that is true, Miss Lavonia's. And then Simply 10 says, you can be so infatuated with someone and miss the sign. It happened to most of us in some shape or form. I think people try to go in, and I'm kind of agree, but I mostly disagree. I think most of us, as Miss Lavonia said, we are hopeful when we start talking to individuals, but maybe this person is going to be truthful and what they're looking for. However you meet them, they go in, oh yeah, I'm looking for this, and this. You're like, okay, well, I'm that type of person, so maybe this will work out. And you put it in, then it wind up being sour grapes all over again, and again, and again, and again. So
So
go ahead,
no, I was
Concrete.
going to say. So when you meet up with a guy, and I'm gonna ask you this as well, Baldy, but not about the guy, when a woman.
Oh God. I was about to say.
Thank you
I was
so
about
much.
to say.
when you meet up with a guy, sweet mama, what do you tell him? What's your story? What do you tell him? You lay it out on the table. I mean, what's being said?
I used to be so nice. I used to be a nice individual. Back in the day, I'm trying to give the honest card. What I do is I don't give full disclosure in who I am,
Okay.
meaning my professional status. You have to be very careful. Not because I don't have no money, so don't even think of it. This free. This free. All this is free. What we do is free. We don't get paid for that. So nobody get the sugar mama content or I'm a cougar and I'm paying for nobody. I'm looking for a Sour Patch Kid or sugar daddy myself. Now I'm getting out the sugar baby range.
Sour Patch
Next year I'm
Kid.
at the one that's 80. So I'm getting out the sugar daddy range. But you have to be careful. So back in the day when I first started, um, I said, "Oh, I'm a teacher." And oh, where was you at when I was in high school? I'm like, I don't care if I was the teacher and you was a young man. I wasn't screwing no children because I don't care how fine they are. It just be like weird stuff. Ooh, you want to spank me, and I'm like, that don't turn me on. It just used to be shenanigans. So now I kind of listen more in the conversation because, like Simply 10 said, you probably are missing some things because we don't listen. We say, ooh, look how fine DJ Concrete is with his little black shape up and his Michael Kors shirt on. Look at Baldy showing all his all beardedness and all his teeth and bald and bearded gang. And we look at the eye, that we let the eye drive us to who we really are. And we look for all these attractive people, and they think, because we all good looking on the screen, they're looking for all these people instead of not using your eye, using your ears to understand who you're actually dealing with. I've met some would be classified not gorgeous like my cousin and my god brother, and they come out with a better personality. But then hell, now some ugly people that we would say not attractive, they done got some swag on them too and starting to try to ghost a fine one like me. And I'm like, nah, you don't know better. I'm trying to give you a pass. I'm
What they be
old.
doing, cuzzy? They be like, I was ugly about 4 years ago. But
No, it'd
now
be
I'm
now.
popping.
They lost their looks as they
That
get older. I'm trying to
their
give you a
teeth,
class
or
because
their
I'm not trying
teeth.
to be superficial. And
right.
I'm like, this animal gorilla cookie, he done put his face in the gorilla cookie like that. He trying to go to me, boy, bye.
Man.
I'm
Well,
like, you're too old.
but say for instance, like what you went for when you was younger. Let's say I'm gonna give you 10 years ago, right? Because we changed definitely by 10
I'm trying
years,
to think 10 years
every
ago.
so let's say, like you said, back 10 years ago, you was looking for a guy, he got a nice chest, he got this, whatever, now has that changed?
So for me, I don't have one type of man that I like.
Hmm.
I like chemistry more than over. I might date a GQ. I might date somebody just as short as I am, or somebody real tall, a real big man. I've been with men 500 pounds. I've been with skinny men. I've been with short men. I always the connection I had with a person. Um, so it doesn't like I like one style of man. As long as he's a man, that's what I'm looking for. Um, Now, I just don't want to be half dead. I mean, we all can't have our clicking kneecaps together. Um, I'm not so, I don't think I've always been superficial. I mean, because you may find something attractive, you may knock them off, knock them down, whatever you want to call it.
Oh
Um,
Lord, knock them down.
Listen, it is what it is. Um, but it's more of a chemistry thing for me. Once your hormones go to a certain direction in your age group, you're not so riled up on the sexual component so fast. Not saying you might not do it; it depends on your urge, but you're starting to look like I'm at this age, and we're almost at this age. Is this person gonna be somebody that's gonna take care of my clicking knees? And I go get my knees done next year. Are they gonna be there for
so
me?
so it is safe to say that 10 years ago, what you look in look for in a man is different than now.
Yes. I won't be
So
homeless with somebody like I was 10 years ago. I'm gonna say that.
but I mean, anything can happen to anybody at any given time.
Not
Because
saying that,
so
but the depths of me change. I had to evolve first before my expectation of my partner is going to be centered to me in the energy of the world for him to come to me. I had to clean me up before I can look for
Mm,
my partner.
that's true.
I had some bull sniggity snooky snooks with me with certain things. I had to get a reality check on my responsibilities and look to I need long term care in a couple. I think next year I can give me some long term care because life is not promised to us, and if I don't have a partner, then what?
That is
well,
true.
yeah. So I mean, Cuzzy, I was trying to talk to you a long time ago, and I'm trying to tell you,
No, you
you
wasn't.
know, your energy is like I don't need a man,
That's not what I'm
but
saying. I don't need a man. I want
I
a
know.
man, but I don't need a man. But regardless of fact of me looking for someone or someone coming towards me, you still got to prepare yourself. I don't give a hoot nanny what anybody say. I'm not 30. I'm not in the birthing age. I ain't birthing nobody. I'm an older woman with the seasoned salt and the cayenne pepper and some sriracha on me. I'm not the same. I have to plan. We almost half a century next year, boo. I got a plan.
Yeah.
And my
Pokey said
financial
that sweet
advisor
mama
to
G keeps
the
freezing.
right of my
Okay.
screen. Are you on my right? I guess he would be on my right. My financial advisor on the right of my screen with the beard. He grills
Hmm.
me every day with the Bloomberg financial report about
Hmm.
I need to be bringing in $20,000 a month when I'm old because of my knees and I'm gonna need a wheelchair and assistant living.
So how you gonna do that?
I'm trying to get me a income on this Street Tactics radio show.
Well, as we keep going, you're gonna be balling out. You ain't gonna
Nobody
need
dropping the
OnlyFans no
cash
more.
app and our cash apps. I didn't see any
Yeah,
money.
matter of fact.
Thank you so
Now that
much.
you
I was
said
trying
that,
to give you
cousin.
a cue. Thank you. That was your cue. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Techno
All
Advisor.
right. So I don't care if it's $1 or whatever. Start dropping these cash apps.
Drop us some
Uh,
cash.
So I can buy
yeah,
me some
we don't
long
care if it's
term
50
Kia.
cents, and the cash apps is right there at the bottom. Um, let's start getting that going because, like I said, this ain't we trying to bring y'all
We
some good
building.
information,
We
and yeah,
building.
we building, and we ain't nothing wrong with the cash app.
Nope.
So hit the
Sweet
cash
mommy
app
gotta
up.
get her knees done. She gonna need some cash app money.
Right.
And I just think
So
it's the communication component. And I think posing that same type of question to me that Concrete posed to Sweet Mama, but with women. Uh, my thing is when I meet somebody, I'm looking for the respect. Respect me the way I respect you. If you have an issue in your life, you don't have to go out and explain it. You can just say, hey, look, I got some other family issues going on, or I got work that's going on. Work is real busy, but don't disappear one week, come back the following week, like everything cool. Like, oh, hey, what's up? How's everything going? Hey, what's
right,
up? I think that's my biggest issue with people. Let's keep it 100, keep it real, whatever you want to call it. If you gotta drop off for some reason, talk about it. Just say, hey, look, I'm going through a lot of stuff in my family. Right now is not a good time for me to, I don't know, like get to know anybody or do anything like that. I think that's what's missing. Because if someone says that, like, would you do that to your job? Would you just all of a sudden leave work at 5 p.m. one day and don't come back for a whole entire week and just hope that they let you back in without
right.
explanation? No. I mean, if Concrete has an employee that walked out Friday and then came back the 2 Fridays following that and said, hey, good morning. You'd be like, well, you was on schedule for every day the last 2 weeks. Where was you at? Oh, I had some other stuff going on. You're gonna be
I
like, well,
think
why didn't
people
you
are very
call?
nonchalant when they
Right.
trying to deal with you in relationships. And I think I told Baldy, the joker that I said was similar to my cousin, hadn't heard from all week. I said, oh, we out here ghosting people. And now it's like, good
Right.
morning, are you good? I'm like, well, what do you heard? I got shot or something? What happened? And you might see something news like you might thought I was somewhere and I'm involved in a crime or something. So it's like, boy, get out my face. It's Friday. I got work to do. I don't have
So
time.
he asked you that.
Yeah, he said, good morning, you good? And I'm like,
So you ghosted him basically. I mean, you
no, I ain't
saying.
go to him.
Okay.
I hadn't heard from him. He clearly told me, and Baldy and I was talking about over the weekend, he basically told me I was an option. He women and he could have 100 cootie cats in his mouth. I was like,
Hmm.
what? Why is we having this
So
conversation?
right. So all right. So what are you not looking for? Give me 5 things that you're not looking for in a man.
Why you put me on the spot? Because I'm sleepy. I don't feel like it. Um,
Wake up, cuzzy.
no, not like that. But it's just communication, clear communication.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
That's one, two, three. Um, compatibility, and trustworthiness. Like I don't want to have to put my pocketbook up because I think you might be rumming through my purse, taking my hidden $20. Like old ladies had $20 in their wallet. That's trustworthiness. But communication. Like if something wrong with you or something going on, I was telling Baldy the guy before that. He said, hey, I'm helping somebody's child move into the
Oh
dorm.
yeah.
And I ain't heard from him. What, it's been about a month. I said, well, dang, Baldy, he must be still helping whoever child move into the dorms. I thought school or college already started. He must be still helping the people move the child into the dorm. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, stuff happens. Me and that.
He ain't dead because I
Yeah,
seen him posted
you
on his
didn't.
thing. He ain't
No,
dead.
but I'm just saying, like, things happen in the sense of I'm not able to get back to you the same day. I get back to you the next day. You gotta understand, we all are working professionals in school or doing some other activities other than just dating or hanging out with people. We all are. But we can also all communicate. We can all type and text and pick up the
Hmm.
phone. Hey, how's it going? And that doesn't go for people you're dating, but this also goes for friends and family. You got family members that all the time, oh, I love you, but they don't never communicate till something happens. Either something happens bad or something real good happens, like you win the lottery. Then they like, hey, cuz,
No,
I
just
saw
don't
you
tell
on
her.
TV.
Nope, no,
But you
you
know what
didn't.
though? I mean, we talking about relationships and everything, and relationships actually now are really iffy. And then at my age, like it's crazy. You know what I'm
They
saying?
like
Like
this.
me personally, yeah, it's like when you get to this certain point, you more stricter. So is the woman. The woman don't want to break how she is. She has been working or whatever, or and I'm not, I'm not
Who
I
is
going
know
on
Amber
something
a
gonna
BB? Is
happen.
Amber BB still on here? Amber BB, please call.
so what happens is that a lot of times
We looked
that you
around, make
cannot
sure
break
she ain't
these
sister
women,
ain't call.
huh?
You made sure your sister ain't call when I say Amber BB. You sure turn around, look at that phone line, make sure she wasn't cutting you.
She might be on
Mm.
here, she might call. But
Mhm.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not looking for, when you 20 something, whatever, you looking for like little boy things. You looking for when you mature, you looking for how she shaped, how she look and all the stuff. But you'll tolerate all the other dumb stuff, but when she look good though, I'm not dealing with I ain't dealing with that no more. So my thing is, she half decent looking, cook, uh, and willing to invest in me, not monetarily. I'm just saying, willing to be a woman to me, willing to do what she supposed to do as a woman to me. Like a lot, cuz he just waiting for me to trip over something.
I'm trying
But
to say what she's supposed to be a woman to you to do. What she supposed to do? I don't hear this one.
manly duties, household,
She's supposed to do manly duties.
no, my take care of me, my man stuff.
Oh, spell that out for us.
Duties.
Dude.
Okay. So take it how you want it. So anyway, she needs to be, yes, when I if I'm going out and work, when I want to come home to some cooked food. When I go out and work, I like to come home to some good conversation, not being mean or mad. See, the problem is we got too much social media in our lives these days. These days, you know what I'm saying? Too much social media, and social media is messing up a lot of people. It's messing up relationships. It's messing up people personally as a whole, and we are allowing it a little bit too much in our lives. You see what I'm saying? So they are actually controlling our lives. If they think about it, if they're controlling our lives, they're controlling the relationships. They're
That's
controlling
if you
how we
let it.
eat. Huh?
That's if you let it.
You're not more powerful than the algorithm, cuz when people keep saying that, trust me, the
Can I tell you
algorithm,
something?
you surely can.
When I was seeing someone in your home state,
Okay.
not home state, but wait, your state now,
Mm-hmm.
we wasn't on social media. Like when I spent that time with that person, neither one of us was on our phones. Some people always on their phones. They sitting with whoever you're out with, and they're constantly checking on their phones. If I'm gonna give up my time for making my money, because I can work anytime for telehealth, The expectation is you're gonna be paying attention. Or I'm not posting. I got on a plane. I stepped off the plane. I'm going through TSA. We at the comedy show. We at the people do too much of that too, putting
Yeah, that is a
everything
bit
they
much.
do online. I don't care. We don't care. We don't. Oh, okay. And I think
Okay.
people do that so much. We put so much of our personal relationships online. The baby done graduated, the dance recital, the daggone trips. And that's fine if that's what you want to do. But you rarely see me posting. I had a girlfriend this month, she had a boyfriend. The next instance, me and Bay is a new Bay. Then the next 3 months is a new Bay. And then it's like, girl, you cootie cat
See, I
meow,
see
been
what you're
meowing
saying.
all the time.
I see what you're saying, cousin. You're right. You know, some relationships don't have to have social media in it to be broken.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is that social media now is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of messed up people getting into relationships based off of what, or they're getting out of relationships based on what they saw on social media.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
I
And
agree.
when I say that we're not more powerful than the algorithm, we're not. You see what I'm saying? If you're
Uh-huh.
watching television, I mean, you could be in the house and not even hungry. And this is, this is average regular commercials. And you're not even hungry. If they keep flashing a Whopper in front of the television, you're going to want a Whopper pretty soon. So all I'm just saying is that what they're doing there is it's messing families and people up. You see what I'm saying? And the people who even created these algorithms, the algorithms are smarter than the people who created them now. So it's running wild. And like social media is so terrible right now. And everybody's on TikTok right now. And now that we are talking about that, I'll bring this in and we'll see if I can mess this up.
Mm-hmm.
This is something just to prove to you this man had the same thinking that I had. Um, let's go here. Hold on. Let's check this out, right? Okay. Listen to this and hopefully y'all can hear it. Hopefully y'all can hear it. But listen to this.
TikTok, China. Do you know that China controls the algorithm of what you see? You know this. If you're in America and you open up TikTok, if you're in Britain and you open up TikTok, there is a specific algorithm to reach you that is not in China. If you're in China and you open up TikTok, what the Chinese government,
That would happen, wouldn't it? That would happen.
Yeah, it
Hold on
kind of
one.
cut out a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Let me just cut that. Let me just cut that. So anyway, what that man was saying was that okay, I don't know if y'all know, but TikTok was created. Y'all know who created TikTok, right? Do y'all know?
Enlighten us.
Huh? Well,
Enlighten us.
China was the creator of TikTok. And that's
Hmm.
why Trump did not want them to, that's why he was giving them an ultimatum really, but he really couldn't do anything. He was saying that TikTok, he wanted TikTok to not be played or be able to for us to access TikTok in the United States because China owned it. And you got to remember they could actually take a lot of our information because you have to sign up for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was is that now in China, if you see TikTok, it's nothing like TikTok here. China is
It's
showing
basic.
very, yeah, it's
Yeah.
basic, and they're showing stuff that will help uh influence the family unit. They and help influence you to work. They show them nice things. You see what I'm saying, to influence them. But the one here, they show different ones in different countries. So
Right.
here they show all the trash. They show all the bad relationships. They show drugs. They show, I mean, all the bad stuff. So that's why I'm telling you the algorithm has so much to do with even our relationships, even how we approach our relationships. So that's where you have to be careful. And that's why I like the 1950s. You can goof me off all you want, but sometimes the old school is better.
I think that, I mean, I can agree with some things you're saying, concrete. The reason
Hmm.
I can say that is because when you look at the way we communicate, of course, in the 50s, even in the 80s,
Hmm.
we had to create and we had to communicate a totally different way. We didn't have You couldn't text nobody. You had to actually dial somebody with a little rotary phone and all of
Right.
that. Even in the early 90s, I mean, you still had people talking on the phone. But now we have so many other options. Oh, let me text you real quick. Let me send you a DM or whatever type of electronic communication you want to give to someone. But no one ever wants to say, "Hey, man, let me pick up this phone real quick." Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a IT person, period,
Hmm.
and I'm good with texting, communicating like that, but not every single time. And when I say communication, meaning that I don't need somebody to always call me. I don't need that. I'm
Right.
cool with somebody texting, but communicate in some way, shape, or form. Smoke message, pigeon call, whatever you want to do, but communicate. You should not have people that are trying to get close to you or I guess date you and they don't communicate at all with you. Oh, there's no electronic communication, there's no phone call, there's no text message for weeks at a time. People
Okay.
want to say you're a close friend. Like, take for instance, me and Sweet Mama, we are like brother and sister. We
Hmm.
communicate every day. Sweet Mama doesn't have to hear my voice every day.
God,
She
no.
Right.
can definitely send me an iMessage or whatever, or communicate with me that way, and I'm okay with it. But as far as people that don't communicate for weeks at a time, it's almost like, for instance, I'm gonna give you a business. I'm gonna give you a business example. Someone comes in the store and says, "Man, Concrete, I'm really interested in buying this bike. Oh my God, I want this bike so bad." That's in the store. You write it up. Oh, Concrete, I'm getting right back with you. And you're
Hmm.
thinking that person is gonna probably, hey, come in tomorrow, maybe purchase a bike or within the next week. They don't contact you for an entire month. Oh man, you sold that bike already? Oh man, I told you I wanted it. That was a month ago. I
Right.
mean, what did you think I was going to do? Hold it a
That
month
actually
for
just
you?
happened. That just happened.
See? But see, the
But
communication, you have to communicate. Now, if someone had said, Concrete, can you hold this bike? Let me put half the money down for the bike. You might be like, all right, cool, I got half the money. They've communicated with me
Hmm.
that they want this bike and they're going to give me the rest at the end of the month.
Mhm.
Someone that does communication says, I want it. They don't show any interest. They don't put any effort toward it. It's nothing.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, put effort behind it and say, hey, look, let me do something else behind it. I mean, like I said, I know people that we electronically communicate on a daily basis, and it's cool. That's their
Right.
form of communication. They might be in a situation where they're at work, they work multiple jobs or whatever. But as far as not communicating for weeks at a time, no one, I don't hear from you, you don't hear from me. I mean, what are we doing? Are we really
Right.
friends or are we, just associates?
Right.
And that's a
Now,
sad fact.
right. Here, Pokey says social media is the devil. I
Oh, Lord.
recently experienced just that. I wish we could get a call in from her to tell us her experience. If you want to call in, the number's right there 470 493 nine
Yeah,
nine two
call
eight.
in.
And we have Simply 10 Art that says uh, that and everyone has a shorter attention span now as well. And that's very true.
Mm,
Even
I
like when it
agree.
comes to what's the name of it? Instagram. People, well, let's say on Facebook, people on Facebook have a tendency to stay online longer. And they know this because of the algorithm. But when they get on Instagram have a tendency to have people that have shorter attention spans. So they are flicking through pictures faster on
Right.
and they know these people know how long you're on the picture, or they'll pop another picture back up to keep you interested. They know how to make you sad, and they know how to make you happy, all that stuff. So actually, we got a call in.
Screen that call.
I would like to hold on. Let me see if I can screen. Hold on.
You can put us on mute. Come on.
I would like to hold on. Let me see if I
Hello.
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 Hello. You may have to turn your computer or phone or whatever you have on. It's all right. I think we're good. Who's calling?
It's Pokey.
Oh, okay. Hey, Pokey.
Oh.
We finally get to hear from Pokey.
We do.
Okay. What was your experience?
I made a post on social media about domestic violence and emotional abuse
Mm-hmm.
that was strictly about my life. It was directed strictly at me and my life and the things that I have been through in my relationship for 30 years
Mm-hmm.
and all of the things that I went through. My son's wife blasted him on social media with a meme that said, "Welcome to my life."
Hold on.
Huh.
So you were talking about your life, but
Uh-huh.
then your son's wife blasted him.
Yeah, exactly, on social media,
Wow. Okay.
and almost caused a divorce.
Wow.
I mean, that just goes to show that you can't post anything on social media that even pertains to your very own life without someone else taking it, that it was about them and blasting their other half or whatever on social media and causing all the issues.
Wow.
We spent a week fighting that one down.
Wow. Wow. So, did everything calm down, or how did it work out?
It eventually calmed down, but it took a while.
Wow. Um, Baldy E or Cuzzy, y'all have any questions?
Um. So did you what? So it was true about your son from what the young lady said.
So she was insinuating that she was living that life. Basically, the post said that when you get yelled at and screamed at, you play dead. So that the yelling and the screaming stops, or so that you don't get kicked down the stairs. You just play dead. You kind of ball up. You become quiet. So she was basically saying that is what she does on a regular basis. But I can promise you that girl don't know nothing about domestic violence.
Hmm.
Nothing.
So she was claiming that he was putting hands on her, and then and he wasn't.
She insinuated and blasted him on social media with it.
Believe it or not, that happens so much, so much, and and again, social media it plays a part in people's lives. Sometimes it'll sneak in their life and be their best friend, but actually make them a worse person, and that's
Okay.
sad.
I mean, but I just had to stay out of it and let them. That ain't my monkey. It ain't my circus.
Right.
I posted what I posted. That was about me and having nothing to do with anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
It was. I have to still respect their relationship
Right.
and just stay out of it.
Yeah, I think that was the best thing to do anyway, because if you got in the middle of it, now, depending on what state of mind she's in, she probably would have think you was on his side instead of hers.
Right. And I
And
ain't on anybody's side.
right. Right. That's deep, man. We appreciate you sharing that story with us. Wow, what is this phone doing? Hold on one second.
Anyway, social media is the devil.
I agree. I speak on it a lot. I totally agree. We just got a new caller call in. Thank you so much, Pokey, for sharing that story with us. And
Thank you,
it's good to
Pokey.
hear from you.
Yep.
It's definitely good to hear from you. So and we appreciate your weekly support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We just got a new call, and thank you for calling. Are You For Real Though? Podcast. Who are we speaking with?
Wendy.
Hey, Wendy, how are you doing?
Hey. I was just listening to that. I just walked in and kind of signed on.
Okay.
And listening to that, I have a spin on it a little bit.
Okay.
And I think that the panel will kind of agree in that the social media side of what we just heard is maybe used as an outcry from that person. That person is feeling like they're not alone, so they can actually say what they've been going through, and or not feeling like they're by themselves. They have to hold it in. And hearing that it was his mother, it gave her a level of permission to say what was happening in their house.
Right.
So while we hate social media, and I despise it, to be honest, but the fact that it is a medium to use, it gives that platform for someone to speak up on something that they would never speak up on because they finally hear that somebody else is going through what they're going through secretly.
Right.
It gives them permission to have that moment to say, this is happening to me too.
Right.
So I wouldn't necessarily dismiss it because it felt almost like, because it wasn't as bad, hers is dismissed as if it doesn't even happen, which makes it 10 times worse.
Right.
For somebody who was actually going through that. So that was just my little 2 cents.
Yeah, we really appreciate that that you calling in and sharing that with us, because there's a lot of truth to that. And sometimes I say this, but I say what you said, but it was through music. Like, and if you think about it, music and social media is the same thing. At first we were just getting it through, and that's why I said a lot of songs out here are damaging. When we were growing up, we didn't pay attention to it. We were just like, oh man, that's a nice song. And even to this day, I get worn out. Yeah, like people don't realize that songs have a soul. Have you ever wondered why, especially us black folks, we could be standing on the corner, we could be freezing, minding our business, let us hear a beat. We start dancing and going, you know what I'm saying? Because now that's that soul that just took a hold of you. You see what I'm saying? So imagine that soul of, okay, I'm sitting here now, and you know, the music come on and you're sad. And then this song comes on and start talking to you. You shouldn't be sad. You're a beautiful woman. I mean, that's great. And then get rid of him and, you know, or get rid of her. You know, you gotta watch it. Same thing. Now we have the visuals. We already had visuals with the videos, the music videos, but now we have social media visuals, and you have artists out there that are going through like some mental illnesses, and most of their followers or their fans are fans because they're experiencing the same thing. So, you know, it's wild. You have to be careful with social media and just all this stuff. So, you know, but
because this wasn't, the platforms that we're talking about were not meant to be used initially in the way that they're being used.
Right.
From the trolling and all those things. Remember when it first started, you had to go into a chat room to discuss the things that mattered to you, to have like-minded people in those conversations. And now, no, you don't need to do that.
Right.
Just if you say something, somebody's coming at you. Right. They're coming at you for just having an opinion or experiencing things differently. But yeah, I just think it's like the next level of distorting what was typical, what was originally supposed to have been a platform or medium to use to be able to be heard, to be able to be around like-minded people, to discuss and have those kind of issues, be challenged a little bit, or giving some people a safe place to vent and say what they need to say they couldn't say in their regular day-to-day. So.
Right. Wow.
I can agree with that. I mean,
go ahead, Baldy.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I mean, back in the days, the AOLs and things like that. They
Mm-hmm.
did have chat rooms where, you know, if it was something that you didn't want to talk about, you wouldn't even enter that chat room. You wouldn't even entertain it. If it was something like black magic, you're gonna be like, no, I don't want to go in there. But if it was something like eating disorders or something like that, you would go in that room. I think
Mm-hmm.
that social media, in some ways, is a big bully in some ways. It
Oh, it
causes
is.
some people, if you're not a mentally strong person, you can be obliterated on social media. I mean, it can make you feel 100 times worse if you're not a strong person because people get talked about for their weight, being overweight, being underweight, uh, being dark skinned, being light skinned, not being attractive,
Mm-hmm.
or you know what people feel that is not an attractive person. So
Yeah,
I
it's all
think,
there.
yeah, it can. I mean, I agree. I agree with Wendy, and I agree with Pokey. I mean, it can be the most horrible thing that you can ever do. I mean, I can
Mhm.
see why some people don't post pictures at all on
Right,
social media because we're super critical and we don't a lot of times even look in the mirror at
right.
ourselves and say, damn, you know, I'm laughing at this person that's 400 pounds, but I'm 350.
Right.
I'm not that far off. I mean, you know, we don't do that. And I mean, I
Okay.
think that it should be way more love and talk about, hey, you know, if you're feeling bad about your weight, maybe I'm somebody that I have that same problem as you. Maybe we should get together and maybe go running or go walking or whatever. I
Yeah, that
mean,
I
what
mean,
happened to
there's a
that
lot
type
of
of
groups
stuff?
out there like that, but it should
Yeah,
be more, and it should be used
right.
more so like that. But Pokey, I mean not Pokey, um,
Simply 10.
Simply 10 said that and actually this is true. Said it is just as good as it is bad, and it helps just as much as it hurts, and that's the
Right.
very truth. And then Pokey say it's easy to be a bully behind the screen, and yes, it is, and
Right.
it's a lot of keyboard bullies out there. But
But
go ahead.
but even like Sweet Mama from a mental health, you know, place can speak on that. That you know, it's a lot of people that are mentally. I mean, that's out of this world gone. I mean, you look at what happened a couple of days ago. Well, not a couple of days, a few days ago, where you had a gentleman in Memphis, 19 years old, driving around on Facebook Live, just shooting people, random
Oh yeah,
people. He, I mean, that's sad. He's 19, and we know he's mentally disturbed. I mean, there's no way that something mentally is not going on with that guy for him to say, I'm just randomly shooting people and
right.
driving around filming it on Facebook Live. People film suicides, people film all types of things that they don't need to film. Like, I don't want to see that. Like, I
Right.
don't want to see you shooting people or committing suicide or bullying somebody or hurting animals. I don't want to see that. I
Well,
mean,
the thing is, I mean, that's again back to what I was saying in the
mental
beginning.
illness.
Yeah, social media, it has pros and cons, but it has more cons than pros. And
Right.
and uh Simply 10 also says social media is kind of like any other drug, very addictive, and
Hmm.
just as alcohol gives you a liquid courage, it'll make you an internet gangster. Yep. So um we are about to wrap this up, and we really appreciate your call, Wendy. Um Please feel free to call anytime, and you guys know when we're on from 9:30 ish
If
on Fridays, and then 8:30 ish on Fridays as well on a brutally honest rap show. I just wanted to kind of wrap it up because before Sweet Mama G tip over and hit her head on the screen, because I ain't never seen her this sleepy.
I've been up since 5 o'clock. No nap.
so so anyway, we appreciate everybody. We appreciate all the comments.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely.
and one last comment was Lavanya Jackson. She said, interesting enough, her 30-year toxic relationship groomed her son to become him, the abuser, and the cycle of prey will always become the predator. So
Mm.
that's deep. Hold on. Go ahead and say something. I just need to press this button.
Say what?
I guess he was saying comment.
Oh, comment on it. I kind of agree with you, Miss Jackson. Baldy and I have seen that situation recently with somebody we know. And
Hmm.
it's because they went from being a kind of gentler person to more aggressive in their relationships with even family members, in the way they're talking to their significant other. So, and that person, his parents were in a domestic situation. His mom was in a domestic situation. Now he's kind of being like the dad who was the abuser. So it's a cycle. Just a control. Sometimes just control. You have a lot of people that want to control others, and they use those different scare tactics because, again, people want to be in relationships so bad they'll take it just because they figure, hey, that's him sometimes. That's not him all the time. When he's taking me out to dinner and we going footballs and he's cooking for me, they'll overlook that.
They'll
Um,
Right.
wave financials in your face. The big house, the
Could be too,
car.
or just
Yeah,
especially depending on who you are. If that you're not impressed by that, then you're not gonna get caught up in it. I see it more
right.
so now with the younger people. The younger people are being involved in those controlling situations and things like that. I too was in a domestic violence marriage, for half my life, as far as relationship. While 17, when I met him, in 34, separated, working towards divorce. So I didn't comment because sometimes silence, you just start having your own flashbacks, even though it doesn't hurt anymore. I just don't want to always go into that, and I'm about to go to sleep anyway. I don't want Satan to jump in my dreams. I'm trying to think about something else. I ain't trying to think about Satan, but that's, sometimes, I like to hear other people experiences. And Baldy said I need to tell my story, but as it come out, it'll be told. But that's my healing process. I want the years of counseling and therapy myself, anxiety, depression from being in that type of a relationship and marriage. And it took a while, and that's why you kind of have your guards up when we're dealing with people, because when you start hearing people, as you get to know them talk a certain way, you hear them like your former abuser, those are the, as they say, they throwing up the red flags. So I tend not to comment a
Mm.
lot. I just like to listen to hear other people experiences. It took a lot of years of therapy and a lot of years of building my self-esteem to getting in my mindset of how I would approach that situation as a seasoned individual now. So I like to hear other experiences. I don't always want to comment on it, but I appreciate the stories that everyone has told and their input tonight. Thank you, everyone, for coming in to our weekly Are You For Real Though relationship show. We appreciate it, and we always are looking to build upon, the previous relationship, the previous show, then the next show, and build upon it. We talked about toxic relationships. Now we're talking about the communication and bring it back into full circle. So we definitely appreciate our audience. We start off with the talking, but sometimes we like to hear other people's opinions in their lives. That's how
Right.
you grow as an
Right.
individual, because even if it does not fit into your life directly, you may be able to give that information to someone else. And that's the point of our platform on the podcast, making sure that everyone gets, a chance to participate and to tell their story. However you
Right.
want to tell your story, as long as it's respectful. So
Tell your
thank
Right.
you all
truth.
for coming, and we will see you next week at 9:30 ish for the
Okay.
relationship show. Are You For Real Though with DJ Concrete, myself, Sweet Mama G, and Baldy E. Everyone have
And
a beautiful and wonderful weekend, and don't forget the Quickie Show will come back on this Monday,
right.
7:30 ish Eastern Standard Time for the Street Tactics Radio Quickie Show.
All right. And before we step off, I'm a great supporter of black businesses.
Okay.
I mean, I buy from white businesses too. But
Oh Lord.
I want to shout out Simply 10 Art. Purchase these paintings here. I like abstract paintings, right? And hold on, let me show y'all. Got me a good deal. Make sure y'all support the movement. There's another one.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
like abstract
That's nice.
because I like modern uh, I'm tired, y'all.
Contemporary.
Contemporary furniture. So these will go up. Take a look at that. Dope paintings. And I would spend my dollar. I would spend my dollar with the black business, and make sure y'all do too. And if y'all know of anybody, with businesses, we're gonna display them here on the shows. You know, so we do this every week, and we're gonna do this every week because we're gonna grow this show. This is gonna be one of the biggest shows on YouTube right now. We building, but watch what I say. All right. So shouts out to everybody. Shouts out to Pokey. Shouts out to Lavanya. Shouts out to Dougie. Shouts out to Simply 10. Shouts out to my brother Craig. Shouts out to my cousin Bernard. Um, who else? It's a lot of y'all. I know
Shouts
I'm
out to
missing some people.
everybody.
Yeah, shouts out to everybody. If I missed y'all, I'll make sure I get y'all next week. And
Like and
peace
support.
out. Yes, that's how we do. And we are out.
See you Monday,
Have a
7:30
great
ish
weekend.
Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.